So here's my day 3 on my LinkedIn video challenge, and today I wanted to think about a question. Do CFOs really care about the finance function? Um, in larger companies that I've been in, certainly that doesn't always seems to be the case. Um, I hate generalizations, so I know that I'm making a generalization, and I know there's some very good CFOs out there. But in my experience, I've only really seen one or maybe two CFOs that really care about the vision for their finance function. In one company I worked for, I was there for 6 years, and I saw the CFO probably twice or 3 times while I was there. And I never saw a single communication come from him outlining a coherent vision for what finance was all about and what the strategy was for finance. So that seems to be the norm. And the thing about giving a vision and talking about a strategy with the people in finance is it gives a direction. It enables people to see where they fit in, and when they see where they fit in, they tend to do a better job, and they know what they should be improving, what they're aiming at, what they are to the business. So in short, in my experience, the big company CFOs don't like to be leaders, and that's quite an indictment, I think, because I really think that it's not just the CEO that should be a leader. The whole C-suite should be leaders in their own functions. It's not just the business that needs a strategy. Each function in each department, each aspect of the business needs a strategy to help the business succeed. And so finance needs a vision and a strategy, but I don't think in many cases CFOs are giving that. And that's quite concerning in many ways. Partly, as I said, because it leaves the team a little bit floundering. The other thing is it leaves them feeling a little bit unimportant, because the only strategy that CFOs really like is one that cuts the cost of finance, that makes finance cheaper. So we've all seen big finance transformation programs. They tend to be about offshoring, outsourcing, cutting costs, putting in new systems that cut costs. It's not about giving the vision for finance as a business partner and helping the business to succeed. It's about just being cheaper. And the other thing is that there's so many changes going on in business and in finance these days, primarily in technology, I have to say, but also in wider skills such as finance business partnering. There's just a need to relook at the skills mix within the finance function, and not many people have the vision to do that. So you get, the CFO might say, sure, I've got a learning and development budget, but the way that tends to work is that people are responsible for their own development. Their once a year development plan review says, what courses do you fancy doing this year? And people normally scratch their heads, look through the course catalogues and see whatever takes their fancy. That was certainly the case when I was coming through the ranks in finance. And yet in the one visionary finance function that I worked in, the CFO had a worked out, coherent strategy and vision for the finance function, and he put in place learning and development opportunities to upskill the finance team in those things, and he had a strategy around recruitment so that they'd recruit the right people to do the right things in the right ways to fit the culture and the strategy of the business. So if you're a CFO, think about whether you can give your team a vision and a strategy that isn't just about cutting the cost of finance, but actually gives people motivation to do better to support the business. That's my two pennyworth for today. See you tomorrow.